Hey guys, it's Vanessa V. Welcome to my channel where we discuss reigning over your life, conquering what's holding you back, and living life in victory each day using simplified strategies that work for you. And I have the holiday blues. It's true. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but it's been a rough week. I don't know about you guys, but I have been feeling such a mix and swirl of different emotions lately, and they kind of just snuck up on me. Which kind of surprised me also. I tend to have a little bit of holiday blues each year, but not really. I mean, I love the holidays. We are a holiday household. We celebrate all holidays that we can think of throughout the year. And so it just kind of surprised me. And I've been doing certain things throughout this week to sort of keep me from getting pulled down into them. So even though they've kind of hung around, which isn't my favorite, I've been doing certain things this week. I have a tickly hair on my face, sorry. I've been doing certain things this week that have really helped me to continue to stay sustainable, to continue to feel not super negative. And I wanted to talk about that because I know that a lot of you guys are feeling a lot of these holiday blues as well. I actually had a different video planned for this week, and I decided not to do it because I had heard from so many of you about similar stuff that I was feeling. And even though I spent the entire week trying to move past those feelings, get to a place and a point where I could feel my usual cheery and spritey and Brady self and, give you guys a video that wasn't a big downer, that also was really helpful and fun and all that stuff. I decided last minute, literally about a half an hour ago, to set that video aside and do this video instead. And the holiday season is kind of a long time. It's at least 8 weeks if we're not counting, is it? Or are we counting Halloween? Well, anyway, I don't know, November through January 1st, but whatever. It's a wonderful time of the year, and it really does suck if we're not able to feel it and feel good all year round, but especially during this time right now. And I tend to feel a little bit this way during regular season, holiday seasons, and I think that's pretty normal. But this year's way worse. And obviously, it's the pandemic. It's 2020. It's all of the confusion, indecision, new shifting rules and suggestions and guidelines, and missing people, the isolation. I mean, the list goes on and on. And depending on who you are, you have lists of your own that are really sucky and not that great. And so how do we not only navigate those feelings, that those things are sort of popping up inside of us, but how do we continue to feel good, feel balanced, and like our most bestest selves despite those things? If they're not going to go away, how do we continue to rise higher or to not sink down into them, even if they're not going to go away? Because I know 2020 has been like a boxing ring, and every time you think, okay, I've got this, I can move past this, something else comes in and punches. And so how do we stay sustainable? Hello. And how do we feel good in the process? So I just want to take you guys through what I'm doing this week and what you can hopefully do as well. And just in case you're not familiar with me, I'm an actress and speaker living with post-traumatic stress disorder. I am not, however, a mental health care professional or a healthcare professional. I'm an expert in my own situation and what works for me. And so my hope is that by sharing all of these things that I've learned, that they will help you just like they've helped me and so many others. And I'm also probably not going to do too many fonts or stickers either, which makes me super sad. I feel that my focus right now needs to be on addressing what we're talking about today. The stickers and fonts take hours, like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. So it just takes so much time that I need to use that time to bounce back and feel better. So thanks for understanding, and I'm sorry if you love those and they're not here. But I feel you because I love them too. Okay, so yeah, like every year at the holiday season, we can all kind of feel a little bit down or some mixed emotions and whatnot. And that, can, the reasons behind that can differ for everybody. Uh, this year in particular, I would say I miss people. I miss my friends. I miss my family. I miss interacting with them, not just on Zoom, but in person. I miss going places and just feeling that freedom to just not think about danger at every corner that has to do with something that's invisible. I'm feeling a flurry and a slew of, I don't know if that's right, but of a lot of mixed emotions. I'm feeling down, blue, less interested in stuff, definitely not very focused. I wouldn't say depressed, but I could see myself becoming depressed. I'm a little bit anxious, not as panicky this week. I definitely was the 2 weeks prior, but this week, not really, just a little bit numb, not as excited about stuff, grumpy, definitely grumpy, as Nick will tell you. So that actually takes me to the number one thing that I do when I feel this way. And that is making how I'm feeling my number one focus. And I don't mean that to be where I'm like, oh, I'm so sad. I am only going to think about how sad I am and why I feel sad. And sort of having it pull me down further. That's not what I mean. I definitely mean, addressing it, addressing the cause, and how to move forward from that, because that is important. But we're going to talk a little bit about how to do that today, but also just making sure that it doesn't get away from me, that I'm keeping an eye on it. I am monitoring it and myself, changes that I have, and also trying to adapt and modify how I go about life, because life doesn't just stop when you feel bad, right? How I adapt and modify my life and how I move throughout life, where what I'm feeling doesn't grow and take over more, and where it actually dissipates and hopefully goes away. But if not, I'm still able to live more joyfully despite it, if that all makes sense. And so the first thing, and you can do any of these in any order that you'd like, obviously, but one of the things that I find really helps me right off the bat is venting. Now, we haven't discussed this in depth before, and I definitely want to make a video about this because there are so many good ways to vent. But basically, in a nutshell, just getting it out, letting it out, talking to friends, talking to yourself, journaling, especially during this holiday season, venting to your family about how much this sucks. And just getting it out, because a couple of things that it's doing, we'll touch on really quickly, is it is actually helping you to release those things so they don't stay pent up and build up more. I think we all kind of know that. But the other thing that it's doing is it's helping our subconscious brain that's holding on to these danger signals that it's getting that we talk about on this channel. What it's helping that part of the brain to do is go, oh, by acknowledging that danger, we're addressing it. I can let that go now, because rational part of us understands that that's there, it's seeing it. Okay, I can let that go now. And because we understand how that works mechanically, it can do wonders. And when we vent, just really quickly, venting the small stuff and the big stuff and not feeling guilty about it. Just say it like it is, because that is how it is. We have to address reality. We have to address actual reality, not the reality that we want to see or believe or be in. So that actually can lead us into the second thing that I always do. I don't like to do it. Sometimes it doesn't feel very good. It does afterwards, because I'm like, oh, aha, I get it now. I know what to do. But I think initially it's like, I really don't want to think about what is going on or why or anything like that. But basically, the number two thing is investigating and identifying the causes and our needs. So I do talk a lot about this on this channel, but that's basically because it works, and it works so dang good that I constantly do this throughout every single day. If I'm not feeling quite 100% about something, I think about it and I try and identify what's going on and what can I do to not only take back control, but to feel good about the situation and modify and adapt to it in a way that works for me and that is approachable for me and all that stuff. And venting can help us do that, because especially, you know, if we sit down and we're just like, okay, I need to investigate and identify what the causes are and what my needs are right now. That can kind of feel a little bit sterile, boring, and because it has to do with emotions that don't feel very well or good, sorry, it can actually make us just not want to do it in the first place. Because a lot of times when we're feeling these things, and we're feeling a lot of them, especially when it has to do with the holidays, where stakes are like high, we don't want to go there. We want to avoid and put a band-aid on and push through and live all happy, which I totally understand. I do that too sometimes. But that tends to, again, cause things to fester. So instead of going down that route, if you don't like the whole, like, I need to focus on this, is just thinking, okay, well, I just vented a bunch. What did I vent about? Was it big stuff, small stuff? Did I feel guilty or ashamed when I thought it or said it? Did any of it surprise me? Did some things not surprise me? Etc. And really just investigating what you vented about. That can absolutely lead us to the root causes. Even if we think we know what they are, when we say them, it's going to do a couple of things. One, it's going to highlight for us, oh, that actually is a big deal to me. Like, it's bigger than I thought it was. I might want to address that. But it's also helping our brain just let go. It's helping us to flush it out when we're doing the venting, but also with the investigating. It's helping us to really identify the main causes, because in doing that, it'll help us understand our needs. And, you know, if you need, after venting and stuff, you realize you need social connection. I need that. I'm totally cool being alone. I'm an introvert extrovert, or an extroverted introvert, or whatever. But I miss my friends. I miss my family. I miss road trips. I need to get out. I need to go. I need to have fun. Do we need to take time and rest? How is our body positions? We talk about a lot of these things, or have talked about a lot of these things in previous videos, and I will definitely link those below. But that can also affect us and our mood, positive or negative. Do you need to get more in touch with your spirituality? Do you need to get cozy? Perhaps getting more creative can be a really positive need for you right now that helps you get out of it. Having more or less structure in your day, having a more supportive or support network, stronger support network. All of those things can help you sort of understand, okay, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm going through. Maybe I want to try these things to help me stay buoyant, and help me to rise higher and walk out of this a little bit easier. And so what that tends to bring me into is considering what my mindset is. And really, even though that's something that I consider when I'm investigating, I did want to bring it up because mindset is everything. It's everything. It is an art form, and I'm still learning how to have a healthier mindset about things, because there was so much trauma for so long, you know, and not getting the help that I needed. I tended to have a very negative mindset a lot, prior to being diagnosed with PTSD and everything. I've come a long way. It has worked for me, and I've seen some amazing changes with it, but it's still something that I have to work on. And so that's something that I definitely check. I definitely go, what's my mindset right now? Do I need to readjust, stop and refocus on that part? Just, catching yourself and going, am I believing for negative things? Am I believing that negative things are definitely going to happen? Or am I using my mental energy to try and problem solve out of those issues into a way that's better? Am I expecting good things, etc.? And is that serving me? Is that actually helping me to feel better and to address these issues in a helpful way? Or is it just sort of pulling me down and causing me to sort of tunnel vision into my problems without actually coming up for air and going, oh, well, that's there, but I don't have to be in there. I can actually just see it for what it is and deal with it for what it is, especially now that I've vented and identified what the causes are and my needs are. So that just might be something that you want to consider. Mindset, it's cliche, but it really can be everything, unfortunately. The next thing that we will definitely talk about in future, just like with venting, is thanks and giving. When we're feeling down and when we're feeling blue, not only can showing gratitude, I know a lot of us are going to roll our eyes at that, but honestly, mechanically speaking about that brain, showing gratitude, thinking of things to be thankful for, giving to others, having a thankful and giving spirit, not just at the holiday season, but year round. I absolutely, that's a natural default for me. And I think without realizing it, it does help me to feel boosted and more buoyant throughout the year when it comes to emotional and mental feels. Doing that can actually help our brain and those people's brains feel safer, feel more positive, and sort of guide us to a positive place without us having to really overthink it. So that's all I'll say about that for right now, but we'll talk about that in future. And then the last thing, because it's the holiday season, is getting into the holiday spirit. No matter what you celebrate, getting into that holiday spirit, that cheer, that joy, that good feeling. I know it's really hard right now with the pandemic. I know that, and I'm having those same issues, but really focusing on doing that can actually help boost us, and helping others get into the holiday spirit as well can help boost them. And so it not only can help you, but it can help the world be a better place. And we're actually going to be talking about that in the next video. So the week after Thanksgiving, we're going to be talking about how to get into the holiday spirit, which I'm super excited about them because they're really fun and I'm going to be doing them too. And so a few quick final pointers, just because there's a lot that we can do, but I just wanted to keep it simple. But again, there's always more stuff. So a few final pointers in case you find that you need them, I'll probably be using them too, is stress hacks. So everything that we talk about on this channel can help us definitely get into the holiday spirit. The three that I'll probably be using is the stop, drop, and roll, as always, the hand-on chest hack, and the surroundings hack. Those are the three that I'll probably be turning to the most, and I'll link those below if you need a review or if you haven't seen them yet. But again, any hacks, anything that helps you calm down, reset, get back in touch with you, your environment, and help you to sort of get on with the day in more joy and happiness, they can help, and those do. Figuring out what the holiday blues look like to you and feel like to you. That way you can sort of keep an eye on it throughout the holiday season and throughout the rest of the year too. Being honest with ourselves and with others about what we want to have happen this holiday season or what we want it to look like. And also the disappointments that might be coming our way or may have already occurred. And also how can we creatively adapt our situation or ourselves to achieving those things that we want. It may look a little bit different than years past. And I think for a lot of us, a lot of things will. But there are still ways to experience the holidays in a way that still feel good and feel comforting and warm and exciting, so that this holiday season doesn't just become something you ignored or tried to get through, but something you actually enjoyed that meant something super meaningful for yourself and for others. Let loose, drop that pressure, and if nothing else, just be. Enjoy being. I wish I could take it all away, you guys, but I really hope that what we've talked about today and what we talk about on this channel is truly, truly helping you. And again, if you find that you need additional assistance from an actual professional, feel free to reach out for that. I certainly, again, am not one of those people, but I will be linking some information below for some starter links if you're interested in reaching out for more assistance or help. And again, if you're feeling suicidal or having unsafe thoughts towards yourself or others, I encourage you to reach out right now for emergency assistance. Dial 911. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to feel bad about. We all need help sometimes, and I encourage you to reach out for that help right now. And I am sending you my love. You matter. Your situation does not define you. Things are going to get better. I am so thankful for all of you, for tuning in, for subscribing, for liking or disliking. I so appreciate your presence every week. You truly matter to me, and I hope we all have a fantastic holiday season and a happy Thanksgiving. So I'll see you in a couple weeks. Enjoy it, and yeah, eat lots of yummy food. Bye.